I think I fell out of love with gaming, and that is a terrifying thing to admit when your entire personality revolves around video games, but recently it just felt expired. I'm a dad to 3 kids. By the time I get them to bed and sit in my chair, I am physically and mentally cooked. I stare at my Steam library, I scroll through hundreds of games that I know are good, and I feel nothing. It felt like work. Sitting in the same posture, looking at the same rectangle, pressing the same buttons. I wasn't gaming, I was just existing. I was ready to accept that maybe, just maybe, I was aging out of this hobby. And then, well, I went VR. Hello, Tachahao, and apa kabar semua? I'm your video game best friend Afiq K, and today we're talking about how VR saved my gaming passion. Before we talk about the headset, we need to diagnose the problem, because I think a lot of you, especially the dads out there, you guys feel this too. The problem wasn't that I was too tired to game. The problem was that traditional gaming had become too passive. Think about it. When you play on a monitor, you are an observer. You're watching a character do cool stuff. You press X and the character jumps. You press R2 and the character shoots. There's a disconnect. When your brain is already exhausted from parenting and working, that disconnect feels like a wall. I needed something that demanded my attention. I didn't need to relax. I needed to be woken up. I've had this Quest 3S for 72 hours, and the biggest shock wasn't the graphics. It was the realization that I wasn't tired of gaming. I was just tired of sitting still. I've never owned a VR headset before. I've tried them at events, sure, but living with one is different. The Quest 3S is the budget model, but honestly, it feels like magic. The moment that broke my brain wasn't even a game. It was the mixed reality. You put the headset on, and via the cameras, you see your entire room. You see your desk, your messy floor, your door. But then you have these massive crisp 4K panels floating in midair. And for a dad, this is a game changer. One of the reasons I avoided VR before was because of the isolation. I can't completely shut off from the world. I need to know when my wife and kids need me. And with a feature called Pass-Through, I'm present. I can see my surroundings, but I have this layer of Iron Man technology overlaying my reality. It immediately made me feel like a kid again. That sense of wonder, that tech magic feeling we lost when smartphones became boring, it's back. But the hardware is just the door. You have to walk through it, and the game that shoved me through that door was Elite Dangerous. See, I've played Elite on a flat screen. It's cool. It's a very complex space truck simulator, but in VR, it is a religious experience. I remember sitting in the cockpit for the first time. I physically looked down and I saw my body in the pilot seat. I looked left and I saw the throttle. I looked up and I saw the infinite void of space. I wasn't looking at a spaceship anymore. I was in the spaceship. My heart rate actually went up when I initiated a warp jump. That visceral reaction, you don't get that on a 27-inch monitor. And then, bro, No Man's Sky. If Elite was the appetizer, No Man's Sky is the main course, because this is where the active gaming theory really clicked for me. You see, in flat gaming to minor rock and NMS, you hold a mouse button, which is boring. In VR, I have to physically reach over my shoulder, grab my multi-tool, aim it with my actual hand and fire. To fly the ship, I have to grab the virtual joystick and throttle. This sounds like more work, and physically it is, but mentally it's energizing. My brain believes I am doing these things. The dad fatigue vanished because my brain was so busy processing this new reality that it forgot to be tired. I played for 3 hours straight and didn't even check my phone. That hasn't happened in years. But here's the weirdest part. VR has even changed how I play my normal games, my non-VR games. There's a feature called Steam Link Theater Mode. Essentially, it streams your PC to the headset, but puts it on a massive virtual cinema screen, right? And you might ask, why wear a headset to play a 2D game? Because of the scale. I can make the screen 100 inches wide, I can curve it, I can dim the lights in the virtual room, and suddenly playing a pixel art indie game or Cyberpunk 2077 feels like an IMAX event, and practically, I can lay back. I don't have to hunch over my desk, I can lie on the couch, look at the ceiling, and have a 100-inch screen floating above me. For me, a dad, or for anybody may have back pain, this is the greatest invention since Panadol. And it doesn't stop at gaming. I'm a business owner. I do a lot of research and I manage multiple things at once. And usually I'm locked to my physical setup, 1 or 2 monitors, that's it. But in the headset, I can have everything I need to work on in 3 different areas of my surroundings. It sounds dystopian, right? Like working in the metaverse, but it's actually weirdly focused. There are no distractions, just me and the data. So here is the verdict after 72 hours. I thought I was falling out of love with gaming. I thought the spark was gone. But the spark wasn't gone. It was just buried under exhaustion and routine. And VR stripped away that routine. It forced me to be active. It forced me to be present. It took me out of my messy room and put me in a cockpit, on a planet, or in a cinema. And if you're feeling that gamer burnout, if you feel like the experience is expired, maybe you don't need a new game. Maybe you just need a new way to see them. That's all the time we have for you today. I'm Afiq K, your video game best friend. This is Epic Arcade, and I'm going back to space. I'll catch you on the next one. It's Minority Report. I can project up to 3
Yeah.